welcome to Daily Gooder. So yeah, basically I was telling you about transmutation. I think I just realized that honestly, that was the problem. Instead of me transmuting my energy to basically not even be fully satisfied. Because let's remember that. Let's always remember that. Even when you're finessing somebody, you're still not fully satisfied. It's a temporary satisfaction. Because even your intuition is calling out that you know you're doing something wrong and you're just ignoring it. I don't care what nobody say. That's why it's just like when people, it's like I can't get mad at what I was met with because I've done it. But when I got met with it, instead of me just trusting at what I saw, I'm trying to formulate this other thing about it. And then I'm allowing it to be attached to my ego. But I'm also realizing that how can I explain it? I'm trying to hold up this image in front of people, but in reality, I know how I am. They know who I am. You know what I'm saying? It's just why did I just continue to allow that type of situation to hold me back? Even people at work knew. I don't care. I can shut a whole energy down. I know that. If I'm not talking, it starts a riot. People want to know what's wrong. I don't have anything to say. I had to learn to transmute my energy elsewhere. Because I'm telling y'all, people know that. But why stay in that dark energy because I know it's some weird shit going on? Why not just remove myself? Why not transmute that energy into loving myself more so I don't got to deal with shit like this? Because I'm putting myself in situations like this. I keep getting myself into situations at jobs and trying to hold on to my ego of wanting to be accepted and wanting to do this. And, I'm already a rebel. I already don't follow the rules. But shit, I'm just that bitch. Why keep putting myself in situations that I have to suppress my dark energy and feel that hurt feeling of bowing out, like failure, feeling the feeling of failure, to let something go that I know is not good for me because I don't want to look like I failed. That's a crazy thing, to stay at a job so you don't feel that feeling from your parents, so you don't feel that feeling from your younger self as if I failed my childhood self. When I started to really transmute that energy that I felt back into myself, I've always been winning. I don't do hard labor at all. I don't. And I don't see my purpose as, I take it as a job and I take it very seriously, but I realized that working should have never, ever been hard. I didn't mind working. I didn't mind staying there. I didn't mind getting the job done. At the end of the day, it has to get done. Who's going to do it? Shit gotta happen. But if you're not going to be fully satisfied in the situation, why continue to put yourself in that? And so when I was in that energy, first thing first, you go through this phase of feeling like FOMO, failure of missing out. Okay. And last year, my ego was tripping out because I'm ready to pop out. You know what I'm saying? I'm that bitch, But I realized that I had to see value in it, or I was going to put myself in a very deadly situation, because that meant I was going to do anything to get to what I needed. And that didn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with me. So I started to ask God all right, so look, if I want to just continue to do the things that I like to do, that means that I got to trust that you are going to provide. Because I always say, the Lord provides. I go get what I want. Okay? The Lord provides. I go get what I want. So at any given time, I don't let people can see anything and they can say, oh, whatever you're saying, I'm telling you, is an illusion. It's not the truth. It's not the truth. Whatever you have created, whatever you think in your mind, that was a lie. Okay? This is the truth. And it will forever be the truth. because everything aligns with it. When things don't start to align both ways, the actions, the words, the energy, once it doesn't start to align, it's a lie. It's something's, there's a lie there. There's some type of dishonesty. So to take out the need to be right of people's dishonesty, you have to learn to transmute that and release it. Because I don't take ownership of your deception. I'm not going to take responsibility for this type of situation. So if I don't take any ownership or responsibility, I've given myself space to heal a part of me that needs that. Because I'm realizing something about it, I might like this, but something about it doesn't make me feel at peace. See, this is when I started to value everything in life. My washing machine going off, whatever. I started to value everything in life. Going to the grocery store, going to the park, going to the lake, going to here, traveling, wanting to do this. Coming back to doing work wasn't the issue, but it had to be in a more free environment. When COVID happened and I realized I could do my job both in and out of an office, and I didn't have to be structured based off what somebody else was telling me to do. See, I can't really be tamed. So I had to learn to tame the beast within me. And my purpose is to teach y'all to tame the beast within you. But the only way you're going to be able to tame the beast is if you start accepting it. I had to start accepting that I was putting myself in some very dark energy. I was doing some very dark shit. And some of that dark shit didn't even have nothing to do with me. I'm taking ownership and I'm taking this and that over things that don't have nothing to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with me. That was never something that was a part of me in the first place. So it's like the longer that I continue to hold on to it, the longer that I continue to allow it to seep into me, that is holding all, and everything I'm explaining, all these emotions are where the sacral chakra starts. That's where all the emotions are. You learn some type of attachment to people. You learn to use your body parts in a way of an attachment to people because you haven't seen the real value in yourself. And I started to see the half value in myself and half wanting to get things. But the root of the matter was I was never fully satisfied. I started to run and try to fight to get money and pull and pull and pull and pull and pull. And still the root of not being happy, being stuck in the same situations, arguing about nails, arguing about honesty, trying to cover up with manipulation, abuse of power. Why do I continue to put myself in these situations? Why do I feel the need to want to prove that I am more valuable than I am? You know, one thing that I learned is I always find out through the grapevine where somebody is after my, the loss of me. Regardless if I felt the need to remove you, the Lord felt the need to remove you, the Lord felt the need for you to, for you to act that way towards me at a job, whatever it was in life, however you treated me, I realized that it was a reflection on how I saw myself. And some of the reflection that I saw in myself was a projection from you. That was never the truth. That was a lie. And that wasn't being honest with myself. I was believing in a lie. Things were starting to get very contradicting. Like, how can you say that and this? That doesn't make sense. So that also made me understand of what love really was. Love is an action. And it's how you feel. And when I have these moments of understanding and these like moments of like getting to know myself, because I got to go on these dates with myself and I got to actually start touching myself again, and I got to start like dressing myself again. I got to start like taking care of myself again, and I got to like do these things, and I actually have to like figure out how I'm going to make money now. And I'm realizing as I'm learning all this, some of the reasons why I even lost connection with the things that made me feel good was based off a lie. And I'm realizing that if I take that energy of me being upset with the lie and what the truth is, because the truth hurts, that puts the energy out to really just come right back. So if you don't unlock the sacral energy, because it comes with a lot of emotions, some of that sexual energy, it comes with a lot of emotions. Boy, when I tell you baths was starting to really get to me, that water element was starting to get to me because the emotions were starting to get to me. The mental was starting to get to me. The subconscious of those, it all starts to get to you because your subconscious mind, it's literally like, how can I say it? Your subconscious mind can either be in a dark light or a light. This is what I was telling you about those 4 people in your head. Your subconscious mind is wherever your energy really lies. So if you don't take ownership of it, that means you can't take responsibility for it, okay? Now, the ABCs that we already need to get to in this discussion. Thank you for confirmation. The ABCs is that you have to learn to accept, balance, and clarify. Okay? Accept, balance, and clarify. Now, look, if you don't accept the situation, you're not going to be able to handle it in a more balanced manner. So if you can't even accept the fact of that you did not trust in yourself to get duped, then you're not going to be able to handle the situation accordingly. Now, if you're not going to be able to handle the situation accordingly, I mean, you're not even going to be able to clarify where the truth is. You're not going to be able to dissect where the truth really is, where it really lies. Because even when you're trying to, y'all know that, you know, when projection happens, like, you know the truth, but somebody's trying to manipulate as if that's not the truth. And that was always the truth. That puts you in a state of like not trusting yourself. And when you don't trust in yourself, that means you don't believe in yourself. When you don't believe in yourself, that means if you don't believe in yourself, you already have lacked the very basic foundation of transmutation. See, because the definition of transmutation, of transmute, is change in form, nature, or substance. Form, nature, substance. And you know what else they had me look up? Oh my God, I'm so glad that I finally came on YouTube, because all this is all making sense, okay? All this is all making sense. Because they was telling me about the air, the elements of the earth, okay? And it was this weird thing about like the air, oh shoot, here we go, boom. So about the water and the air, so acreation or aeration, whatever, brings water and air in close contact by exposing drops and thin sheets of water to the air, or by introducing small bubbles of air. The smaller the bubble, the better, and letting them arise through water. Now, look, I don't really know about this scientifically, but I took this in the sense of how the emotions start to pop up in the eye, like how they start to pop up in the eyes. And when I say the eyes, I mean the eyes behind the eyes that people can see. Here we go. Because bringing water to air is like bringing emotions to logic. Okay? And when it said that the close contact by exposing drops or thin sheets of water to the air, or by introducing small bubbles of air. So it was giving me like waves of emotions. And that's what I went through. I went through these waves of emotions. And I was just like, now hold up. These waves of emotions are emotions I'm feeling now, but they're coming from a very far, long time ago. How did we get here? So then, the small bubbles of air, and it always says the smaller the bubbles, the better. I told him on TikTok today that if the Lord would have gave me the answers to those questions before, I would have been down the road. I should have just trusted what I saw. So those waves of emotions that I was feeling Why didn't I trust those waves of emotions weren't normal? Because those are the same waves of emotions I've had with blood. I've had these emotions with people as a child, situations like this, where I couldn't defend myself, so I got to play smart. I got to bring people of power close. Once you're an adult, you start to bring representations of the same situations that you went through as a child, and that's that energy you transmute, that fear, that transmutation of fear, it bounces off into reality. Thank you. It bounces off into reality. So you have to only get small bubbles of the logic of what's going on, because if you're not able to handle that type of information, you can act in a very irrational manner. You can act in a manner that is very detrimental and dangerous to you and society. That's what the devil wants you to do. To be very detrimental to yourself. That is the most important relationship that you guys are now starting to understand. So now that we're having to understand that, you guys are now having to learn how to now transmute. You're gonna have to go through that dark shit. Some of that dark shit you're going through, you're gonna realize you don't have to keep assigning yourself to it. You don't have to take ownership of it. If something was starting to happen to you as a child and now you realize, I don't like that, you can now release yourself from it. Anything that's trying to pin it towards you is trying to fight you to fight yourself. Transmute the energy that people are placing towards you in that emotion to fight for yourself. You get what I'm saying? Taking those little bubbles of knowledge and logic and moving, expanding. See, that's how hurricanes and tornadoes and thunderstorms are started. They always start in the sense of an element coming together. It's 11:44 on the clock. They start to come together. And right now, since we're in the age of Aquarius, right now, your mind is lighter fluid. That's your mind right now. Lighter fluid, if you squeeze out lighter fluid and you put it with water, it normally dilutes it. So too much water on your thoughts dilutes it so you don't think straight. If you were to add fire, which would be indecisive action and fear-based and all this egotistic fire, you're going to start some shit. And if you add too much logic to it, you're going to spread the fire. You get what I'm saying? Tornadoes are when air and water, like they start doing some shit. Hurricanes, same thing. The climate starts to get too warm. The dark energy, and I'm not saying in the sense of like the air. I don't care about that shit. Okay, I don't know about the weather. But I'm trying to explain it to the sense of how life is right now with your mind. Your mind is so serious. You can start a fire right now. You can start a fire right now. And if you learn to transmute how to start a fire, you're going to ignite something in you. That's your solar plexus chakra energy. You have to realize where you're starting to ignite yourself in things. What is making you get that very excited feeling? You ever get around somebody and your heart starts to beat? Something's not right there. If you weren't fearful before they got there and all of a sudden your heart starts beating, it's because they have some type of fear in them. Get away from that. If you start to get that anxious feeling at a place or about something, it means you need to understand. Because, see, if the emotions aren't right, you could misunderstand your fear for excitement. So you've learned to kill your excitement from why are you at a fear-based mentality? Being at a fear-based mentality has not put you in a sense of lack. You getting how this is all transmuting into reality? Where if you don't learn how to transmute that energy back into yourself of healing that, releasing that, prioritizing that, how it puts you in a state of sacrificing the most important thing, which is yourself. Sacrificing yourself puts you in a state of loss. Losing yourself puts you in a state of vulnerability, where you realize that your vulnerability, if you don't accept vulnerability, you'll never accept balance. You're never going to be able to clarify anything. So you can't even clarify that an opportunity that's best for you or a leap that's best for you because you're in a sense of fear. You don't trust yourself. Your decision making is not based off decisive action. Something's not adding up here. You're not doing the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. See, the dark side of Aquarius during this time that is so detrimental. I hope I'm saying that word right. Is the fact of that. So the teenage Aquarian, I got this article. I'm reading this article, right? It says it's a natural rebel, of course, but shadow teen Aquarian is missing that empathy thing that prevails in situations like that. The seriousness of it. They don't take things too serious. So you're a very deadly weapon to yourself because you don't even trust yourself when you need to be in a very vulnerable state or you need to be in a state of, you know what I mean? Where is your balance of power? Aquarians have a very godly complex. Like they think that they really do. Regardless of how people see them, they have a very godly thing about them. My placements of where I have Aquarius, it makes sense why I think I'm so godly, But I had to honestly understand where do I really feel more comfortable with my godly complex? I feel more comfortable in my godly complex when I'm being my true authentic self. That's when I'm more comfortable. That's when I'm more in my boss energy. That's when I'm more in my more comfortable energy, when I'm in my energy of being an empress, knowing my value, knowing my worth. Because that's something I can stand 10 toes down on. I can stand 10 toes down about how I feel about myself. And once that I've released the connection of knowing that you are a person, and that's what we are in this age of Aquarius, it's realizing that people have this sense of a lack of empathy of that you are a person and they are a person. That humanitarian thing, they're using their humanitarian energy to only be selfish for themselves, beneficial for themselves. So since this is the year of 2022 or 222, that dark feminine energy that you have to bring out to now be structured about people, to tell them the knowledge of what it is and what it ain't going to be, and cut things off and cut generational things off, you got to realize that it all comes from a devilish spirit. And when it comes from a devilish spirit and you're having to cut things off, you don't think the Lord, 2222, you don't think the Lord knows that it's some devilish shit going on? You don't think the Lord knows that you're going to have to use your sword. You don't think that he didn't give you a sword to use? Come on. Think about it. Think about everybody in the Bible. Realize how they realized that. Peep how they realized that all the tools that they had was all that they needed. That's why I say your mind is a very detrimental thing right now. What's unique about Aquarians, it says emotional distance sets them apart and also opens them to a dark side behaviors galore. Some of these devolve to zero compassion, narcissism, or superior complex. What did I just say? Oh, my nose is itching. Taken to its outer limits, Aquarian standoffishness turns them into a stubbornly solo unit. They act with no regard for the way it affects others and don't admit to needing anything from outside the bubble. I rest my case. Drop the mic. That is detrimental to you. That is you are deadly to yourself. You are deadly to yourself if you don't see that within you. You are deadly to yourself right now. It is a deadly thing for you not to trust in yourself right now. It is a deadly thing not for you to believe in yourself right now. It's deadly. You are the most deadly person on the world. Suppressing your emotions is not a healthy thing. This is destructive and also impossible since no man or woman is an island. But they persist in that illusion and can wreak havoc as a result. My ears is ringing. Are we on the air? Hello? That's straight from God. Like that. That's straight from God. Straight from God. Aquarius is known as this loner. Like I'm trying to tell you, it's like the alien. They alienate themselves. They can alienate themselves. They flirt with risk and have a kink bent. And that leads to scenarios that scandalize the friend group or community. They like to stand out, sometimes in shocking ways. I told you a lot of things people are doing. They're standing on a very shark-like mentality. I've got this idea, perhaps not fair. Aquarians are most likely to get surgically implanted horns on their heads or mix pain with pleasure to test their own limits. You could say that the alien aspect takes them away from natural laws in their own bodies. Putting yourself in a situation of like having, you know what I see? I see a lot of people have now experienced outer body experiences in the most devilish ways. And your ego's waking up to it. Your demons is waking you up in the night. They're calling on you. They're calling on you. That's why you've gained all this predator-like mentality where you think that you got to be in a get-got world. That's why your survival mode has put you in deadly situations. In deadly situations spiritually. The lack of authenticity will put you in a very deadly state, people. Not healing that sacral energy. So meditating, dancing, moving of the hips, creative energy, writing, talking, laughing, going to do what you like to do. That solar plexus chakra of the light, sitting out in the sun, being excited, investing in yourself, eating fruits, sweet things, smelling good, taking care of yourself. Where did you learn to stop taking care of yourself? Where did you learn to put others before you? At what point did you learn? And at what point did you learn that you were going to transmute that energy into something devilish, to now seeking that from people, manipulating people? Where can you take ownership of that? Because once you start releasing these things, you start attracting the things that are mostly for you. So you start attracting more compliments. You start believing the compliments. And you start attracting more people that are very nice to you. And they don't want nothing from you. And they're more pure-hearted. And it has more this light energy. And you feel more at peace when you go through it. And then you start feeling this thing of exposing, of just this light. You start being in a room that's real bright. When you start being in a room that's real bright, you realize, oh my God, where are the shades? Gorgeous. We're all gorgeous. You only seem to have these issues when you're in a room that's full of darkness. I keep trying to tell y'all, in a world that's so dark, why can't I see you? Why can't I see you? And y'all realizing your community is what's got you real dark. Oh well, they'll be okay. They'll find it when they find it. If they don't find it, that's not your problem. I'm here to tell y'all that, and that's on everything. It's not a game. This is not a game. This is no longer a drill. This is, you know how we did fire drill, you know? I never knew why they wanted us to actually get in the middle of the hallway and put our heads down, but hell, we all seem to do it. If a real tornado happened, I really hope that would have saved us. I really hope. I really hope. I really hope. I feel like the only thing that also always made sense was that if there was an active shooter, we just went into a room. It didn't matter what room you went into. You just went into the room, you locked in, you was quiet. That drill always made sense to me. That drill always made sense to me. It always made sense. No need to be in chaos. Go into the closest room, close the door, shut the fuck up. How many people you got in your shit? You know? This is this time. The energy right now is an active shooter. These are the drills that you need to learn because they're gunning for your emotions. They're gunning for your confidence. They're gunning for your light. They're gunning for that. They want it. They want it bad. And I hate to say that the people y'all have idolized, y'all are about to see how dark they are, and y'all are starting to see more things on the thing because they want to be able to show you. So now that y'all don't think that these things are coming out for you guys to just be like, oh my God, that's so crazy that we're seeing lizards. People turning into lizards. What do you think that's a representation of? That serpent thing, that snake thing. This is not a game. This is not a game. This is not a game. This is not something you need to take lightly. This is not something that you need to be fearful of. The only thing that you having fear about the world is you having fear for yourself. You don't trust yourself. So you are already the most deadliest person walking. You not trusting in yourself and opening yourself up to all these emotions and getting it out and trying to like figure it out and transmute that, and not trying to have that revenge feeling on people and that feeling of anger and that feeling of resentment and that feeling of not forgiving yourself and then beating yourself up. It's just like, why do you want to continue to take yourself under? Why? If you did that shit. You did that shit. I'm telling y'all now, y'all did that shit. You did it. That's why I said I know what I've done. I did that shit. Some of that shit I did. I took my L's to the chin. I took my karma to the chin. Kept it pushing. Stood dead in front of my enemies like, yeah, I stand 10 toes down. You can't break me. You won the battle, but I'm about to win the war. I looked my enemies in my eye and I told them, don't worry. I looked them in their eye and told them, don't worry, because I knew I got God. I knew I did it. That was my fault. This is my karma. You take your karma to the chin. You take the things that you did to the chin. You don't allow that energy to come, you know what I'm saying? You don't allow that energy to hold you down, because you'll even hold down the sense of feeling like people own you for your mistakes. They put your mistakes on you as if it's something that, look, I did that shit. So what you want? What you want? You want to beat me up over you? Come beat me up. Let's see if you're going to beat my ass, because you're not going to beat my ass. Shut up. Leave me alone. Stop it. There's nothing we can do. Nothing you can do. I did that shit. So what? You the one that's not, you heard at night, not me. I had to forgive myself. I forgave myself for that. You can't beat me up about that shit. People cannot beat you up about the mistakes that you made. I don't care. And sometimes you'll even realize that it had to happen that way. I had to let you think that you got me. I actually had to, you know what I'm saying, finesse you. I had to, because those were lessons that I had to learn. Once you accept it, you can balance it, you can clarify it. Very simple. ABCs. See, y'all make life more complicated than what it is. That's one thing I can't deal with. I can't deal with people that make things more complicated than they are. It's very simple. It's very simple. And when you have now put yourself as a priority, it's very simple. It's very simple. You have to be strong. You have to be determined. You have to be patient. You have to be empathetic. You have to be non-judgmental. Because all that transmute into you, and you literally just get the reflection over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You look at people and what they got, and you grow that thing of envy of, why can't I get that? Not realizing that you didn't get that because you don't love yourself. You didn't have that energy out. Realize why you're getting the energy that you got now. You're not utilizing your energy in the right places. I have been telling God something so bad. And my ego couldn't let go of the fact of how I was going to do it. I teach y'all. I teach y'all so many things that I know, because I know I'm up there. That's why I don't need to look down upon people. I know I'm more intelligent. I know that. The Lord's already made that very clear. I get that through him. It's a gift. I don't need to throw my weight around and make people feel belittled then. But sometimes I got to realize where, bitch, you not even paying attention. You not even paying attention. You know? That's why that's why I don't judge y'all. I judge people that need to be judged, but I don't judge y'all because, hell, it be times where I don't even listen to my own advice. I've been telling God, and my ego couldn't even, because my ego was so fixed on, well, how I'm going to do it. How I'm going to do it. One of the affirmations that I used to say to myself when I was going through the dark part of it is that life is easy for me. Life is easy for me. That I started to forget. That I started to get to a place of peace where I started to want to start creating chaos. I'm telling you, you go through this point of where you shed all these things, and now this year is about you going towards the things that are more balanced, and you know you're getting into your fruits of your labor, and you're realizing your karma, and you're wanting to know how to transmute this energy, that you get to this point of confidence, and you get to this point of balanced emotion where you start to create your own chaos. I had already left a job with no money. I made it through a whole year with no job, working for nobody. I told myself at the end of December, I wasn't going to ask somebody for nothing ever again. If I needed to ask somebody for it, I didn't need it. Ask God for it. And when God started doing things and moving things, I'm starting to get panicked. What are you doing? Why did you do that? Why did you just let that go? Why did that just happen? Why would that just happen? Why would that happen? Why would you do that? He like, you just told me you wanted this and now I'm doing it. Look how you acting. We get into this mode of self-sabotage. When you get into these modes of self-sabotage, that means that you now have created your own devilish fight within you. See, once you've released the fight of everybody else, now you can't you can't blame them. You got to start realizing you fighting yourself. I had a dream that this girl and me and her were fighting, and she had a gun and she was ready. She was shooting that bitch. Bah! I mean, she was wetting that bitch up. I was like, boy, what the world? Who is this heifer? Who is this heifer? Why is you wetting up my mama's house like this, bro? She was wetting that bitch. I mean, boy, she was airing that bitch out. Me and her were fighting over that bitch. Boy, I'm telling her, like, I'm gonna beat her up. Like, shorty, you have to chill. You gotta chill. I had that dream so long ago that I didn't realize that girl was me. It was the dark version of myself, fighting myself. Realizing how deadly a gun, like I was trying to take me out. Like I was wetting that bitch up. I was wetting it up. I realized that was the inner fight that I was having with myself. And I was fighting for my life. And I realized that the connection of my self-sabotage, the fight for myself, was the biggest fight I think I've ever had to fight in my life. And I'm fighting the reflection of the energy that's being transmuted from me. And as I'm moving my hips and as I'm getting to the things that I like, it's trying to clear out all these emotions. And I'm trying to fight to keep these same emotions back in. Why? Why? That's not what you want no more. You're not attached to that. I'm not attached to it. I don't take ownership or responsibility for it. I love myself. That dream was so... I thought about so many people the dream could have been, who that girl could have been. And I'm trying to realize, why would I think it's her? 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 See, the fact that I'm having these thoughts of who I think it is, meaning that I got to get the fuck away from you. And if I got to get away from them, means it's something about me that even attracted this to me. How did I attract this lesson? What am I not learning about this lesson? When I came to the realization that that was me wetting up that damn house, that made me at a state of it made me fearful of myself. Because it made me scared, like, oh shit, like she's trying to come out, like. But in the dream, I was tearing her up. And that made me want to fight every single day to become a better person, because I was fighting the teenage version of me in my mama's house, meaning that I'm fighting the old version of me that she don't align with me. And if she don't align with me, why would I let her win? So whatever has to come up, that means I have to release all that anger, because if I let her out, I can put myself in prison. I can put myself in a deadly situation because I didn't trust myself to just let God take care of it. You see what I'm saying? I'm realizing that this projection I've taken you has even affected my money. It's affected my sex life. It all went hand in hand. I'm finessing people because of this, but I'm still not satisfied. The energy was was bouncing back. You get over that. You get over that. You need to get over that. You need to start learning how to do that. And I know y'all want me to tell y'all like what you can do, but I'm going to be honest with you. Do what makes you happy. Sincerely. I want to tell you to go to the lake, but you might not even fucking like bugs. You know? You might like to, your outdoors might be going to the pool. Yours, you know, yours might be going, well, I don't know about hunting, but, you know, that might be it, you know. Going to the gun range. That type of shit I like, because that's my inner child getting that anger out. I remember going to the gun range, setting it out. It would excite me. Because I know, and that's also why I realized why God never let me have a gun at a certain point. I wasn't going to be able to handle that. I would have shot somebody. I did. That's what have shot them. You know? All that anger and resentment, you cannot let that be tied to you. This has been a very long daily glitter. But I had to get all this, man. It's about transmutation, all this shit. Like, it's just, we just gonna all tie this into it. This is all, like, all of it. You gonna have to pay attention. You gonna have to pay attention. You gonna have to pay attention. Hold on, because they want me to get this. Okay. Well, thanks for confirmation. 4:44. It's a sense of stability. I want you to be comfortable. I do. I don't, you know, I be wanting, people always be like, so what should I do? It's like, I don't know. You kind of got to do what you, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to do it your way. You know, I'm just trying to guide you of when you feel off, that's why. That's why. They're why. That feeling you felt, that's the truth. That's the part I had to get comfortable in realizing that I can't, you know, I can tell y'all what to do and meditate and what colors. And I mean, yeah, because that's a part of my teaching skill. See, clairvoyance, inspiration, interpretation, trust. Calming the water, peaceful self-regulation. See, I can tell you all of that. See, clairvoyant is what I hear. It's what I see. That's why I had to let go of my ego of trying to be right all the time. I don't need to be right. I know what I'm talking about. And at what point did I ever let people tell me that was a lie? I don't know why I fell victim to that. Because I wasn't lying. And everybody's acting so weird about it. So now I'm going to embrace who I am and love myself. The fuck? All right, so it says, the Oracle of Defi gazes into her scrying bowl, patiently waiting for the images to take shape. She knows that a message is coming, so she remains peaceful and unafraid. There are 2 steps of her process, however. Once she receives the information, which often comes in the form of a riddle, she must interpret its meaning. Remember the bubbles, the air and the water? This process applies to your intuitive experience as well. Whether you realize it or not, you do have the ability to receive important messages from spirit. You also have the wisdom to make accurate interpretations. This card is telling you it's time to let go of old doubts and open up to your own clairvoyant process. Like the Oracle with her scrying bowl, you might find it helpful to use specific tools or techniques. Perhaps you will be called to read Oracle cards or pursue mediumship. Whatever form your intuitive process may take, let yourself be a trusting receiver. Then take your time interpreting the message. It may seem complex at first, but like you're putting the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle together, if you relax and let go of the need to perform and the need to be right, soon the answers you seek will become clear. There is something you must know about the oracular powers. I don't know. There's no wrong seeing. There's no wrong seeing. There's no accidents. No such thing as coincidence. No such thing as failure. As the energy changes, the outcomes you will see will change as well. Be open to receiving and patient to your interpretations. Trust yourself, for you're the oracle for your eternal life. The affirmation here says, more and more, I trust in my own intuitive process. I open to Spirit's guidance and understanding the messages I receive. Transmutation, meaning that this feminine energy, the sacral, this is where you stop receiving the value, the orange, the masculine energy of the solar plexus chakra, of the confidence. When I tell you guys, and that we're in Taurus, it's all giving me, like I told y'all last year, your morals and your values. So your morals and your values were going to reflect how you receive things and how you were going to allow it to process up. See, it all goes in a circle. And I told y'all, information was coming down and stopping right about here. And feelings that was coming up was stopping right about here. And it was causing a blockage. And this whole time has been a clearance of that blockage, of that dark energy, and allow it to mix. Because see, the root chakra is the stability, and we all been getting over that. Everybody's foundations have been broken. Now we're getting to this 444. See, now we're getting to this emotion. So the emotions are starting to bubble up, the orange of it. Now all the citrus and all those things of the caution. It's been a very cautious time because now it's the yellow, yield. You need to yield towards things because green is go. Blue, yep. Blue is it's communication. Blue is the truth. So as downloads are coming down, you're letting it process and go, you see, because I'm telling y'all, there's a point in time you need to figure out where you cross the path and you start seeing outside of the vision. You're seeing outside the vision. The Empress is here. Clairvoyance coming out. That's some crazy shit right there. That's like Jesus. That's like Mary Magdalene. Thank you. Hold on. Dang. Oh. Stop it. Stop it. Not summoning your power. Not summoning power, instincts, intellect, and control. And you remember when I told y'all about that whole animal instincts? Death and rebirth. Darkness to light. What did I say? What did I say? And what did I say about the 4s? 8 and 4. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. All right, we're going to read this and we're going to go. This has been a very long video. So I hope y'all, honestly, I always tell people, I don't talk for no reason. And I ain't been talking and having a lot of channel messages. So just know all this information is what the Lord needs y'all to know right now. Okay? The priestess of the night is summoning the power of the full moon and the channeling into the wild wolves beside her. She is calm and in control. The wolves stand in attention with the energy of quiet strength resonating from above. This card is telling you that you have far more power than you realize. There may be something in your life, perhaps a relationship, or a recent challenge that you felt powerless to handle. If so, it's time to focus on your own intellect and instinct on the issue at hand. Then muster the courage to take the necessary action. Accept, balance, clarify. Operating room. Ownership, responsibility. Come on. It may also be time to harness the unhealthy personal pattern that you have left unchecked. Indulgence and addictions might seem to have had the upper hand, but your wild impulses can absolutely be tamed. I had to learn to tame the beast within me. There's a beast within me, and I got to make sure I tame it. Because if I let this beast out, it'll put me in a state of loss. That dark energy. Darkness to light, literally. Circle of eternal joy. Are you serious? Are you serious? Stop it. Stop it. Timelessness. Dance of life. Circle. Stop it. You're showing out, Spirit. You're showing out. You are showing out. And this is the number 10 as in completion. Remain peaceful. What have I been telling you about peace? Remain peaceful but persistent in this noble pursuit of self-honoring and self-control. Be honest about your ability to... Thank you for confirmation. Be honest about your ability to prioritize your higher needs. When you summon the quiet yet powerful light of your soul, your intuitive strength becomes the central force in your own life, a resonant voice in the world. The affirmation here says, I am strong and self-directed. I bring in my inner power to every area of my life. For one, I bring in the power, solar, self-confidence, okay? And then what was the clairvoyance one? Hold on one second. Intuitive guides. I open to messages, understanding the message I receive. Receive. Yourself, your head. Trust yourself, your emotions. This is crazy. Hold on. Hold on. All right, death and rebirth, and then we're going to go. This card indicates that a time of closure and great transition is at hand. This may seem like a relatively minor event, or it may seem something big. like the ending of a relationship, a job, or a long-time residence. Remember, however, that this card signifies important change. Even out of the most difficult experiences or even the deepest darkness comes a new life filled with light and unexpected blessings. The Black Panther is a symbol of power through transformation. Although the Panthers here are intense, they bring the mystical message that you have the power, once again, the power. Here we go again about that power. To let go of the fear of the unknown. When you do so, you will come out of the darkness, enlighten, and wake up to a newly conscious life. The Panther Priestess, dressed in white, comes to tame, once again, tame the difficulties, energies within this transition. She carries the antlers totem icon of the clear perception, and she directs to open your awareness to the new opportunities coming your way. Any change that may present itself should be considered from a spiritual point of view. Transmutation, the energy. Look within. Whether you are dealing with a loss or the shifting or ending of a relationship, there is a deeper message or lesson in the experience. I told y'all this was going to get y'all to start being more wanting to spend your money and your time with your value based off the experience. What happens when you experience them, your experience. Trust in yourself and in your future, for you are stronger and more resourceful than you realize. Your personal power is charged with the energy of your eternal spirit. Come on. It will light the darkness and carry you forward into a truly wonderful life. The affirmation here says, I turn to my eternal soul for power and direction. I fearlessly face the future. Circle of eternal joy. Open connections. Bright heart light. Divine mother. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You can't make this up. And what was the verse of the day? Hold on. It's from Galatians, or Galatians, whatever the shit is called. I mean, excuse me, Lord. I ain't mean like that. Galatians 4:6, which is 10. It says, your speech should always be pleasant and interesting, and you should know how to give the right answer to everyone. So here are the instructions that the Lord says. It says, be persistent in prayer and keep alert as you pray, giving thanks to God. At the same time you pray also for us, so that God will give us a good opportunity to preach his message about the secret of Christ. For that is why I'm in prison. Pray and then I may speak, and I should in such a way make it clear. As way as to make it clear. Lord have mercy. Be wise in the way you act towards those who are not believers, making good use of every opportunity you have. Your speech should always be pleasant and interesting, as you should know how to give the right answer to everyone. The final greetings say, our dear friend Titus, or Ty, who is a faithful worker and fellow servant in the Lord's work, will give you all the news about me. That is why I am sending him to you, in order to cheer you up by telling you how all of you are getting along. With him goes one. With him goes one, that dear and faithful friend who belongs to your group. They will tell you everything that is happening here. Ari, who is in prison with me, sends you greetings. So does Mark, the cousin of the Barbs. Okay? You have already received instructions to welcome Mark if he comes your way. Joshua, who's also called Jotus, sends greetings too. These three are the only Jewish believers who work with me for the kingdom of God, and they have been a great help to me. Come on. Why are he telling me to read all this? Greetings from... See, and this is what I was telling y'all about y'all inner light. You see, this is what he trying to get me to understand. I was about to get confused for a second. But you see all these different people who he sent of the light. He's from this. He goes by this too. But know that he is a walking thing of the Lord. Greetings from Ephraim, another member of your group, and a servant of Jesus Christ. He always prays fervently for you, asking God to make you stand firm as mature and fully convinced Christians in complete obedience to God's will. I can personally testify to his hard work for you and for the people of those places over there, okay? Luke, our dear doctor, and Demas send you their greetings. Give our best wishes to believers in the countries and to the nymphi and the church that meets in her house, okay? After you read this letter, make sure that makes in the clairvoyance when you get this information. As you read this letter, make sure that this is read also in the church at the place, okay? And at the same time, and shut up. Are y'all not paying attention? Oh my God, stop it. At the same time, I just got this wave. Oh, okay. At the same time, you are to read the letter that believers in this place will send you and tell Archie, okay? Be sure to finish the task you are given in the Lord's service. With my own hand, I write this. Greetings from Paul. Do not forget my chains. May God's grace be with you. Oh my God. You know what's so crazy? I highlighted this Bible verse. And when I highlight Bible verses, because I need to remember it to go back and to read it to know that this is wisdom. It says, keep your mind fixed on things there, not on things here on earth. For you have died and your life is hidden with Jesus, with Christ and God. Your real life is Christ. And when he appears, then you too will appear with him and share his glory. It says you have been raised to life with Christ. So set your hearts on the things that are in heaven, where Christ sits on his throne at the right side of God. It says the old life and the new. You must put to death and then earthly desires at work in you, such as sexual immorality, indecency, lust, evil, passion. I've been telling you about the 7 deadly sins has been coming up. It's been coming up so much more lately. Because of such things, God's anger will come upon those who do not obey him. At one time, you yourselves used to live accordingly. At one time, you too yourselves used to live according to such desires when your life was dominated by them. But now you must get rid of those things: anger, passion, and hateful feelings. No insults or obscene talk must ever come from your lips. Do not lie to one another, for have put off the old self with its habits and have put on the new self. Hold up, wait a minute. Do not lie to one another, for you have put off the old self with its habits and put out on the new self. This is the new being with God, its creator. It's constantly renewing in his own image in order to bring you to a full knowledge of himself, of who what the Lord is. As a result, there's no longer any distinct between the Gentiles and the Jews, circumcised or uncircumcised. I told you that judgment. Barbarians, savages, slaves, and free, but Christ is all. Christ is in all. I highlighted this one too. You are the people of God. He loved you and chose you for his own. So then you must clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Stop it. You're showing out. Be tolerant with one another and forgive one another whenever any of you has a complaint against someone else. You must forgive one another just as the Lord has forgiven you. I highlighted this too. And to all these qualities in love, which binds all things together in perfect unity, the peace that Christ gives is to guide you in the decisions you make. For it is to this peace that God has called you together in one body. And be thankful. Christ's message is all the richness must live in your hearts. Teach and instruct one another with all wisdom. Sing psalms, hymns, and sacred songs. Sing to God with thanksgiving in your hearts. Everything you do or say then should be done in the name of the Lord Jesus. And give thanks through him to God the Father. Stop it. Stop it. Personal relations to new life. Y'all go read that. Galatians 2:3-18. Go read that. Go read that. Personal relations in the new life. I'm done. God just turned up for me real quick. All right. My books are closed. They closed right now. My books is closed right now. My books is closed right now for the rest of May. I'll let y'all know when I'm opening back up in June. I gotta let the Lord, direct my what you call it. And we're gonna do it like that there. So, but I am gonna do some a sale in Gemini season. So I love you guys. Have a good day.